This is a discussion on God. And the first thing for us to know is that the word God is not a central part of God. In fact, all of us know this, and that's why there are so many ideas of what God is. But whatever it is, one thing common in all these ideas, that God is something higher. Within the Raj Yoga philosophy as well, God is one who is in the highest consciousness, who knows things in total clarity, and as a result experiences richness of the heart, richness of the head, that is complete wisdom and richness of the heart, full love, bliss, contentment, free from anything inauspicious in an absolute way. Broad, this is also the difference between Raj Yoga and other relationship with God. Here we are not praying to God or expect God to change this life or make anything better or miracle. Zero begging, zero expectations, zero praying. But the effort is to know that consciousness, high consciousness, and to experience that high consciousness. That is what we call yoga, Raja Yoga. So one nice description of Raja Yoga, when you see what God sees, you know what God knows, you think the way God thinks, you feel the way God feels. What else can anyone ask for? This is Raj Yoga. Now, big question arises, so what does he know? And how come he remains in that richness of the head, richness of the heart? How is it possible for anyone, whether God or ordinary mortal, ever to be free from anything inauspicious, free from sorrows and whatever, complaint? This is all inauspicious. How is it possible for anyone to be able to love everyone forever, regardless of their actions? Love, and godly love, this ocean of love. How is it possible ever? What is that love? So the question is very, very important if we want to know about this high consciousness. But the answers to this are also, the practical answers are simple. What is it? He understands the whole of the physical world as a story. And since it's a story, there are no passions about this story. No complaints and no angers and falling in love with someone in the story. That doesn't happen. It's a story. And there are so many stories in this world. This is another story. One who understands this as a story, he is now free to be beyond the story, to step outside. And world beyond the story is the real world. Story is a fiction, and beyond is the real. And in the real world are real people. This world is of light and people of light. We call souls. But that's what makes it, having that sparkle, divine. For God, this world is normal. He lives in this world. He doesn't live in the story. He lives with these real people of light, souls, in the world of light. This world is eternal. So all in this world are immortal. God knows of this absolute security. He knows all are like Him, people of light. All are secure like Him. All are desireless like Him. If you are so secure, they don't need anything. They exist without needing anything. That's why desireless and sorrowless and egoless. This is their experience. God is the one who knows that they have no desperation about the story, no preference even how the story should go. And truly doesn't matter, because all are safe and beautiful, and they are truly noble in the real world. That is all that matters. He loves the people in the real world, whether they are in the sky or they visit the story world. They are the same people. They belong to Him. They live with Him and they are loved by Him. In fact, they are worthy of love forever, and they are worthy of immense respect forever. God is the one who knows this always. He never loses this sight of this truth. And just being in that clarity allows him to experience that richness of the heart and richness of the head. To know the theater and the story, a story is by itself great wisdom. Not to be deceived by the story is a great wisdom. God maintains that forever. That's why the difference between the Supreme Soul and human soul. Human souls get deceived by the sophistication of the story. Because this is a story, but it is too impressive. Our problem is the story has become so sophisticated that we are deceived by that story. So this is the limitation of the human soul. They get deceived by the story. And wrong attitude towards the story is the only reason for any sorrow in this world. or desires in this world, or attachments in the ego in this world, or vices in the world, and ignorance in the world. God remains free from it all because He is not deceived. And by common sense, what happens? He remains in a position to help others come out of this deception. Because He doesn't get deceived, He plays that role of God for all the souls in the scheme of the drama. For us to understand this dimension beyond the story, and to understand why God is God. It is not just His project, His love and bliss and blah, blah, just because we heard it in some scripture. But we understand how come He is able to experience this bliss forever and contentment forever, and He loves everyone regardless of their part in the story. Of course He will do it because He understands the story. He doesn't mix the real world with the story, fact and the fiction. So He remains very clear about this, and so naturally that high consciousness and richness of the heart and head is experienced. What is our method to pull ourselves out of this? Children become adults by keeping the company of the adults. If they stay in the company of their own little friends and children, then they don't mature, they don't become adults. The process gets delayed. So also here, for these human beings, if we want to know our own highest potential, experience it, we will need the company of the Father. And that superior consciousness, try and see what He sees, try and feel what He feels, try and know what He knows, try and think what He thinks, and do what He does, and we become like Him. Thank you.